Hey everyone, Siri here, and welcome back to another week of Astra Season offense matches. I ended up trying a different approach to my usual tanking strategies this week, which gave me a perfect chance to try using legendary Shez on an offense team. Shez is a great example of a glass cannon. While she does have some bulk thanks to the mythic stat bonuses, she's not going to survive against most threats that a defense team will field. The trade-off, of course, is an incredibly strong player phase. Combining a multi-hit weapon with effective damage against potentially every unit in the game gives her an absurdly high damage output, and with physical no follow-up locked into her beast slot, she can demolish any walls that try to survive with damage reduction effects. Add that to her weapon's penalty neutralization and special acceleration, and it's very rare to see an opponent survive the first two hits. Yuri's a great support option for her. While I'm using the legendary version here, a basic Yuri can do the job just as well. His cavalry movement, foul play, and Kanto are excellent tools for helping his allies to navigate the map, while Disarm Trap lets him safely clear a path for Shez to dismantle the enemy team. With a bit of HP stacking, he even reaches a safe threshold to defuse hex traps. Mythics and Peony are here for support. Having two dancers on the team gives the squad a lot of options for getting into and out of the danger zone. Plumeria in particular is an invaluable member of the team thanks to Guidance 4 and Firestorm Dance. Guidance gives the team even more mobility options and is particularly useful when combined with foul play, while the Kanto-enabled dance bumps the team's mobility up even further. She also enables desperation quads for Shez, which is a very amusing bit of overkill. Thor and Altina are mostly here as backup options in case Shez needs help cleaning things up, offering the team access to Gale Force or Vantage as needed. They ended up just being here as mobility support instead, using Near Trace to make sure the team landed in the right positions turn by turn. Now that we've gone over the team, let's get to the first match. This match was an interesting one to see early in the week. It's been a long time since I've seen a pure stallball setup like this. The idea is to try and create an impenetrable block that doesn't move thanks to a combination of rally skills and healing. And they do a pretty good job of stacking damage reduction in this corner with the Brave Edelgard and Alyssa to try and avoid any of the team getting one-rounded, or even two-rounded with how much damage reduction they stack. The other three units are a little less constrained over on the other corner, and can offer a little bit of threat if you're not being careful with this Arvel. But overall, I think this team is pretty easy practice for any properly put together player phase squad. I like this one with Shez, and it also doesn't help to see this team in a Bolt Tower bonus week.
Sure.
I ended up taking a couple of turns here just to get into position and start picking things apart. Mostly because I want to disarm some traps, and wasn't quite able to get in range to pick off all three of these units in the top left corner in one turn on the first turn. So we just get a little closer, wait it out, and go in on turn 2.
What do we do?
From here, well, Shez is not really going to care too much about that hardy Aegis Hector.
I'll put you in your place.
Especially with Ruptured Sky on second hit.
My warmest greetings.
And with a couple of dances, she can take down Duma. And her partner in Destiny in the same turn.
Why not? Your luck has run out.
Cleaning up these three on turn 2 does mean that we end up having our Bolt Tower fire on this defense team, but I decided against breaking their healing tower to at least give them a fighting chance. Not that there's going to be much of them with Shez, but it's more fun to see her take them down from full health instead of 1.
Consider it done. Leave it to me.
And from here we can just go in. Mortis, while he is a pretty solid Farsave unit, is never going to survive a physical null follow-up Shez.
Close your eyes.
And from there we can just take down Niffle. while she didn't get a chance to heal, she is also just getting massacred here. Even with her first hit DR, she's taking over 100 damage, and
Sure.
50 points of health is not going to save her at that point.
On the right foot.
And from there, we're out of range. This team doesn't have very much mobility since it tries not to move in the first place. So we can move Shez in, take down the Brave Edelgard,
I'm unstoppable.
who does manage to survive one hit, but doesn't survive the second. And from there, it's just an easy dance to take down Lissa and close out the
Leave it
match.
to me.
This match was where things started getting a little more interesting, and was also my first Freyr sighting of the week. While the team doesn't include a dancer, it does have a bit more mobility than you might expect thanks to the Duodocker's Pathfinder, and a Harmonic Catria who can't be shut down with Elemine thanks to Freyr. If you break this tactic room in front of Arvel especially, it does give the team a lot more access to the map than you might be ready for, since if Catria or Dagger moves onto that mountain below them, they can warp over it and potentially reach someone you might not be ready for them to attack. The team is a little spread out. Immortus being over in the right side of the defense team means that the left side
What do we do?
isn't really protected from being sniped,
I seek a foe. Give me an
which
order.
is what I'm going to end up taking advantage of here.
On the right foot.
I don't end up starting this on the first turn.
Consider it done.
It's better just to clean up the structures and the traps in front, and get in position to start this fight on the second turn instead. From here it's easy for Shez to step forward, snipe Hollywood, and then get densed and move on out of range of Arvel.
Leave it to me. My warmest
This does
greetings.
unfortunately mean that I end up having the Bolt Tower land on most of their team, but I don't think it would have mattered too much here. Most of this squad doesn't have any chance of surviving Shez, and Immortus isn't going to have a good time of this either.
What do we do?
So from here we can just move Shez in and start picking them apart.
Put you in your place.
Dagger is a good first target, since it means we take Pathfinder off the table, and then we can dance her and pick off Catria
Leave it
too,
to me.
which means that their formation buffs are limited to Arvel and nobody else.
Close your eyes.
And with one more dance, we can retreat back
What
out
do
of
we do?
range, and wait for them to move forward again.
Leave it
Things
to
are a
me.
little bit more complicated here, since I would like to leave Mortis as the last one on the
Your
enemy
luck
team,
has run out.
since it would make it a lot easier to navigate the map and pick up the Aether pots before closing things
On
out.
the right foot.
But unfortunately, he is protecting Lilina,
I seek a foe.
so we are going to have to take him out here, just to make sure Lilina doesn't have access to anyone on our team. And thankfully Shez can handle that pretty easily. Before we continue. So with Immortus down, we obviously
What do we
need to make
do?
sure nobody gets attacked by Lilina, and the easiest way to do that is to, instead, let her be the last one surviving this turn. Since she's already boxed in by a mountain on one side and a bolt tower on the other, it's not too
You
hard
have
to
my
keep
trust.
her in place and away from anybody that she might threaten. Especially with a little bit of guidance support from Themaria helping Shez to
With
jump over that
utter
mountain.
certainty.
And with one more turn
I'll
bot,
do it.
it's easy to
I'll handle
break
this.
these Aether pots and have
Leave it to
Shez
me.
close out the match.
I'll put you in your place.
This map was a spooky one to run into, featuring some units I'm not used to seeing at plus 10, including this rearmed Crom, a maxed out rearmed Robin, and a maxed out Summer Freya with Arcane Nihility and Beast Sense 4. These three form a great backbone for the rest of their team, along with having some fun theming with Crom and Robin, and Freya, Freyr, and Triandra. The out-of-season Medius keeps their safe tanks safe from bolt towers, while Freyr keeps their threats and Triandra debuff-free. Isolation-proofing Triandra can be a lot more threatening than it seems at first. Giving Freya and Crom penalty doubler can easily tip stat checks in their favor, and if Freya survives her first combat, Crom can move in, Fate Unchanged her, and give himself penalty tripler for his own combat. Thankfully, we aren't planning to tank this. With a little help from a smite, Yuri can foul play Shez forward onto the first trap, which gives her easy access to Fomortis, and a clean first knockout.
What do we do?
From there, we can dance her with Plumeria and Canto back a tile, which is going to let Peony jump forward and dance her again after she takes down Freya. And with Freya out of the way, their attack range is a lot more limited than it used to be, which means that after this dance, Shez can reposition Peony to the left, and we can count on the safety fence to shut down their first turn. From here, I'm taking advantage a bit of some of the positioning I used for the turn 1 to smite Yuri forward onto one trap and test it for free, and then foul play Shez forward onto the other bolt trap and defuse it. From that position, Shez can take out Triandra, and after a dance from Plumeria, take down Crom as well. And it's a bit of a rinse and repeat for this turn. After we take out Crom, Peony can jump past Plumeria, dance Shez, and get repositioned over to the left one more time.
What do we do?
I seek a foe.
And now that it's down to just Robin, Freya, and Medius, things are a bit easier to navigate. We start by taking out Robin here, who really impressed me by being able to avoid being quadded by Shez. But it's still not going to save her from just the 2 hits that Shez does get. And from there it's easy enough to pick off the 1 hit point Freyr.
I'm unstoppable.
I don't think he would have survived, even if he was at full health. And then one more dance gives Shez the last action she'll need to close out the match. After, we go ahead and pick up both Aether pots.
Sure.
What do we do?
This match was a really fun way to close out the week. While the team is mostly unmerged, it's fielding a variety of well-placed seasonal threats from the last several months. Freyr does a lot for this team, protecting Mirabilis from isolation while also securing the start of turn skills for Cordelia, Shamir, Lysithea, and Elise's speed tactic. That tactic is an easy detail to miss in all of the rest, since it guarantees that Cordelia will only rally forward onto Shamir, which lets her use Soaring Guidance to extend Lysithea's attack range to match Shamir's. Together with the Panic, Discord, and Sabotage effects coming out of their front line, this is not a team you'd want to try and tank. Figuring out how to navigate this one took me a while, and I needed to take advantage of all the mobility this team has to offer. Altina needed to break that first structure before anything else, since Yuri would have to stand on this tile below the fortress to set up for the next turn. Shez can step forward and take out from Mortis before being danced by Plumeria. Like the last match, a Kanto back will let Peony jump forward to dance Shez again, after she knocks out Shamir.
I'll put you in your place.
And after she does,
My warmest greetings.
Thor can move over with Odd Tempest to pull Plumeria to safety. And Shez can do the same for Peony. And we're just out of range to let the safety fence cancel their first turn. From here, things get a little tricky. I don't actually use foul play to start with on Yuri. Just break a structure and Kanto over to test one of the traps, while Altina smites him over to test another. Neither of them ends up being real, which, if I'd known it, would have made this turn a little easier to navigate.
Sure.
But with another foul play, thanks to Peony's dance, Fez can use Guidance 4 to warp in and take out Lysithea, before Plumeria dances her and Kanto's back to safety,
What do we do?
and lets her move over and take out Mirabilis.
I'm unstoppable.
With Lysithea and Mirabilis out of the way, the only thing we have to worry about here is making sure that the movement order doesn't catch us off guard, and by leaving in Shez in range of Freyr to bait him out, we can guarantee that nothing bad will happen. Shez can take this hit, thanks to null follow-up, and the extra bulk from Mythics and the support. And from there,
By your will.
it's easy enough to close things out this turn. Altina and Thor can pick up the Aether Pots, just to have a nice clean clear. And one more foul play gets Shez out of her prison
Your luck has run out.
to start taking down the rest of their team.
A new dawn. Leave it to me. Close your eyes. I'll put you in your place.
This was a fun week of matches. I haven't used Legendary Shez on an offense team before, and figuring out the right way to approach the later matches was really satisfying. While Shez is season locked, I am looking forward to using her again in future prior weeks. I do have a Discord channel if you'd like to hang out and chat. There's a link in the description, and I've also got a Patreon link there if you'd like to help support the channel. As always, I hope you've enjoyed the video, good luck with your own matches, and I'll see you next time.